when you take money from investors, I think the market in Malaysia is too small for investors to realize they are 3x or 5x or 10x. Probably the criticism against Malaysian founders is that you don't see them going out there to Indonesia, to the Philippines, to Thailand. Again, if you're a startup founder and you really want to understand the ASEAN market, the best way is really to come to Malaysia.
So in this video, we will be interviewing the founder of PitchOn. So PitchOn is Malaysia's largest equity crowdfunding platform, and we will be discussing on how they're actually planning to go global and expand overseas. And also he will explain on the situation of the local company in Malaysia and the problems of them not going overseas. And also he will describe on the ways for foreign companies to come into the Malaysian market.
I know PitchOn's like venture backed. Are you looking for like investment or?
For now we're good. We're very good. Again, I think both Cash and I think we feel that we want to put that plans aside until we build something for the next round. I think for the last round, I think we still are good in terms of funding. But yeah, maybe in a year's time, we'll probably be going out there to raise more money, especially as we plan to try to expand PitchOn's to other companies in other countries. So right now we're just based in Malaysia, but we also want to be in Indonesia, in the Philippines, in Vietnam, in Thailand. Again, those countries also have a quite what they call dynamic startup ecosystem, right? And the good thing about PitchOn is this: we're not just focused on the technology startup, right? So you could be an F&B entrepreneur, you can raise funding on PitchOn, right? So I think what's great for us, just like any other crowdfunding platform, is that we're not very too focused on a certain vertical. We're quite agnostic. Of course, in the beginning, I think most of the companies that came on PitchOn were technology-based companies. But now we have plantations like F&B, every kind of company. As long as you're investable, there are people out there that wants to invest.
Are you looking into like the global market? Of course, like you're like purely interested, but at the same time, like is it a must to like look into the global market to get to like the next series or the round?
I think for us at PitchOn right now, I think I think we want to be at least an ASEAN platform, right? As again, people talk about ASEAN being this group of countries, that share similarities between them, right? Although some language are a bit different, but we want to be this pan-Asian platform, right? Where you could be a Singaporean sitting somewhere in I don't know, Tampin Road, right? And opening up a laptop, and then you can see all these companies, be it like an up-and-coming F&B brand in Thailand or in the Philippines, right, or in Malaysia, right? And some of them, with their exchange rate, right, in Singapore, it's really not, that's really great, right? It's cheap to invest in companies in these countries, right? So we want to be that platform. We want to be that platform that will be able not just to help companies to fundraise, but will be able to then manage someone's wealth in terms of their investment. So they could invest in a company, then later trade it, but we want to replicate this in ASEAN. I think that's the goal. So that I think more people will be involved, because I think you really need all these facets of people all over ASEAN, right, to really develop a really like strong ASEAN ecosystem that will then be investing in each other.
What would be your like exit strategy?
I think I don't know. Maybe I think at some time, hopefully, we would be attractive enough for potentially a digital bank, for example, right? Yeah. Like I said, we want to be this platform for people to invest, to raise and also invest. So there's this wealth management component of PitchOn, apart from the fundraising, where secondary trading can also happen. So yeah, hopefully we'll be attractive enough for some bigger traditional businesses, a bank, for example, Again, we potentially could see mergers happening. We know that some other bigger platform from other parts of the world are now slowly coming to this part of the world, interested in the active scene in ASEAN. So we want to be there when they come in, and rather than we compete, maybe we can do this together, right? So potentially M&A, for example. But if we grow big enough, potentially IPO ourselves, for example. Yeah. That's part of the potential exit plan that we have.
I see. What would you think is like one of the biggest problems with like the Malaysian startup ecosystem?
I think the number one challenge for us in Malaysia is that we know for a fact that the country itself it's not too small, but neither it's big enough, right? So you can start in Malaysia, be good, but then what's next, right? And really, when you take money from investors, I think the market in Malaysia is too small for investors to realize they are 3x or 5x or 10x or whatever x is, right? Then there's always that we have to have an ASEAN story, right? So what's next, right? How do we enlarge your market share, right? And I think that's where I think, and again, speaking for myself, that's where I think sometimes, I'm not sure, maybe it's in the mindset. Malaysians are so comfortable in their own ecosystem landscape. And probably the criticism against Malaysian founders is that, whether it's fair, true or not, is that you don't see them going out there openly, right? To Singapore, to Indonesia, to the Philippines, to Thailand, and really like tackle the unknown, right? Here's a good example, right? I may sound biased, right? But a lot of people think, right, especially tourists and whatnot, right? Food in Malaysia, people say, is probably one of the best, right? Our roti canai is the best bread in the world. I don't know how they voted, but it was shared that the roti canai is the best in the world, right? But why is it, right, that you don't see a lot of our food out there in Spain, in America, in the UK, right? You see a lot of Italian food, you see a lot of what they call Spanish, Chinese food and whatnot, and even Japanese food, right? But not Malaysian food, right? And I think it has to do because a lot of Malaysians are just not adventurous enough. We're happy to sit at where we are, right? Yes, you see pockets and pockets here, but not enough to create this global buzz, right? And I think, again, maybe it's not me, but again, this message goes towards future Malaysian founders, right? You just need to be brave and go out there. If I was 20 years younger, Everett, I would probably be somewhere not in Malaysia, right? Yeah. But now, again, you're getting older and family and whatnot, right? And that's why I told you that I wish I started this much more younger, right? Right. So you asked me in terms of the challenges. I think that's where it is. I think the adventurous part of Malaysia, right? Of Malaysian founders, and we don't see it a lot. Yeah. So I think that's the major challenge. After Malaysia, what's next, right? Are you happy? But then at the same time, I've always told people this. I think in life, everyone has their own different definition of success, and you can't really be guided by what you read at TechCrunch, how much this $1 million money that they raised, or how they became a unicorn. And sometimes maybe that lifestyle is not for you.
Ever thought of like moving to like Singapore to do more business?
It has came to our mind, right? I think being in Singapore, being the center of finance in Asia, right, is very attractive. Something that I think we probably will have to do one day. But right now, I think we're good to stay in Malaysia, running it. But eventually, as I mentioned, we need to go out. Whether we will then run it from Malaysia or run it from Singapore, that's something that I think both my co-founders and I will just have to touch on that subject later when the time comes. I think Japan, Korea, again, just like Vietnam, right? I think what's strong there is the what do you call business ecosystem, right? It's very strong in these kind of countries. I think that's where I think opportunities for investors to be able to use PitchOn as a platform for them to then invest in what we think would be growth companies, right? Companies that are really scaling to the next level. And because we have to do due diligence and compliance, we hope that whichever company we put forward to potentially could end up in some good returns for the investors in the next few years.
Would there be any like other connections or information you would want from like Japan or?
I think if you ask me in terms of what the strength of Japan in terms of if PitchOn were to go there, right? First, I think there is a lot of money, savings. Again, we're more than happy to actually see more people. If you are curious, intrigued in terms of the kind of founders, the kind of companies that are born outside of Malaysia, then do come on PitchOn. We got some interesting deals coming up. But yeah, give us a few more years, and hopefully we can also then offer you ASEAN deals, right? As we try to expand ourselves in ASEAN countries.
One more question.
Sure.
What's a good way to actually like meet startups here and like network with them? Because I'm sure Japanese people would be interested in coming to Malaysia and doing business here.
Yeah. But, I think the best place in terms of starting in Malaysia is just first of all, it's a very active ecosystem. Our government agencies are very, very helpful. I think the country do want to see more foreign what we call startups setting up shop in Malaysia, as compared to our neighboring country, who I shall not name, but everyone knows, right? Again, it's far, far cheaper to set up business here. English is widely spoken, right? Connectivity is good, either logistically or even telecommunications, right? So for those who actually are interested to come in to really understand the ecosystem, either you could just connect someone on LinkedIn, especially Malaysians who start startup, or connect to some of our local government agencies, people like MDEC, Cradle, Meranti. You can Google all of them. I think they look forward to hearing companies outside of Malaysia that wants to relocate themselves. Yeah. I think the story of Malaysia and how easy it is not widely known to a lot of people, which is sometimes surprising and sometimes frustrating for people like me, right? Because having been in the ecosystem, I think if you want to start a company that wants to look at ASEAN but don't know where to start, I think the best place to be is in Malaysia. Because I think because I think we truly, and it sounds cliche, but I think we truly represent what Asia is, right? Culture-wise, the population itself, right? Logistic, where you can actually reach out to the nearest beach in Thailand or shop in Singapore, whatnot, right? So we're just centrally located. So Japanese, what are called entrepreneurs, right? So if you want to feel of ASEAN, then you should consider relocating to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur.
I mean, it's so diverse.
It is, yeah. Again, it's not just Kuala Lumpur, right? You can go up north to Penang, which should also have quite a vibrant local ecosystem. Again, people argue food is much more better in Penang, right? Right. But then you're nearer to Langkawi, which is quite a great place to beach around, right? So yeah, Malaysia offers a lot of things, right? So hopefully, we'll be top of the list when you want to relocate in ASEAN. I think I'll just leave this note to your viewers. To really, if you've not been to Malaysia, you're missing a lot of things. Do come over, follow Everett. Right? Again, if you're a startup founder and you really want to understand the ASEAN market, the best way is really to come to Malaysia. Like I said, it's not just the ecosystem, I think the government agencies in Malaysia is very, very active, and they really want to see more companies, especially foreign companies, coming in. I think we've got programs that will allow easy visas for even founders, especially technology companies that wants to relocate in Malaysia. Yeah, so you could all have that. I think you can just Google MDEC, and all the information is there. MDEC.
So I should visit.
Yeah. So So they're very supportive. Again,
oh really?
Yeah, very supportive. Yeah. So that's my final note. Hopefully, if you do choose to look at ASEAN as your next expansion plan, do consider KL as your location.
Beautiful.
And you can raise money on PitchOn also.
Oh yeah, for sure. Do you have a question? Okay, it was great having you, Sam. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Bye. Thanks.